Hello everybody, my name is Fernando Calderon and I'll be doing an analysis on the sci-fi film Children of Men. Children of Men was released in 2006 and directed by Alfonso Cuarón. To give a brief summary, the film takes place in a near future Great Britain, which has become the last bastion of civilization as the world has faced a species halting infertility rate. It is up to one man, Theo, to become the guardian of the first pregnant woman, Key, that the world has ever seen in nearly 2 decades. It is shown early on in the film that Great Britain has become the last bastion of civilization. The world around it and the nations in it have fallen into anarchistic lawlessness. Although Great Britain becomes that last glimmer of hope for civilization and humanity, it comes at a cost. The cost is that it becomes a totalitarian regime that oppresses its people and those seeking asylum within its borders. Given this dynamic of oppression and totalitarianism, it becomes evident that this foundation of government will soon be rocked later on in the film. Although this film is set in the near future, there aren't many gizmos presented. One such example is the one on the top right, which is a form of entertainment for the rich to have as a distraction from the ongoings of the outside world. The main semantic of the film is the idea of the natural order. Normally, the natural order in the film would be birth, life, and death. But within the film, it presents a unique perspective of removing one of these steps in the natural order, that specifically being birth. This film thus presents the natural order as life and death, with the removal of birth. As spoken earlier, it is a common trope that many of these sci-fi films have a totalitarian government and a dystopian environment. One other trope is the chosen one. The chosen one becomes Key, the first pregnant woman in nearly 2 decades. She becomes the vessel for her unborn child that will become the firstborn child in nearly 2 decades. Her being the chosen one is the catalyst for the main opposition throughout the film. The British government in the film focuses on the idea of a war on terrorism. This war on terrorism reveals various ideologies. The main one is the disparity between social classes. This disparity is mainly seen through the rich and powerful of Britain, who seek not to change the status quo, but continue it even as the world dissolves around them. The role of technology also plays a major factor, as both sides see it as a means to regain and push humanity back to where it once was. The journey of Key and Theo can also be seen as an allegory for Joseph and Mary's journey in taking Jesus to Bethlehem and then to Egypt. Cages themselves also present a unique allegory. These could be seen in another biblical tense, such as the different realms of man. Heaven, the rich and powerful of Britain. The land of the living, such as earth, the everyday Briton who is not in any position of power. And then hell, those who are relegated to the lowest class, such as refugees and low-class Britons. There's unique metaphors throughout the movie, such as the ship Tomorrow, which is the key and saving factor to allow a new and bright tomorrow if Key was to get on it. Baby Daniel and Key also are shown as the saviors, with both of them needed to allow humanity's continual survival. Theo also proves himself worthy. As seen throughout the film, animals have no qualm or no hatred towards him, unlike others. He represents a unique factor as a guardian towards them. The scene I'm about to show encompasses many of the representations of gender that are seen throughout the film.
I'm scared. Please help me.
Jesus Christ.
Key!
What are you doing?
Key! Are you alright?
She wanted him to know. She has the right.
Of course she has.
For God's sake.
When you're ready, come inside. Everybody's alright.
She's pregnant.
Now you know what's at stake.
She's pregnant.
Yeah, I know.
Many of the men seen throughout the film exhibit these traits. Many are violent, manipulative, and especially in the case of Luke, the one who barged in, are power hungry. For each of these men, there is a common trait, and they are the representation of stagnation, only seeking their own selfish gains. Theo, on the other hand, is unique, as he does not exhibit any of these traits. He's more of a father figure, a protector, and is trustworthy, as seen with animals throughout the film and other individuals. Women hold a unique position, commonly seen as motherly, respectful, but to their counterparts, they are often seen as only tools for the future. Sexuality holds a unique position in the film, as in society there is a lack of any sexuality. Sexuality is seen through advertisements on billboards and televisions. This advertisement is focused and sponsored by the government. As such, there is mainly a fertility focus. This gives the illusion that sexuality is waning in society. There is no need for any emotional connection or any emotional feelings. They're only searching for procreators. Key herself holds a position of importance, as in the beginning of the film she is seen as the Madonna, but throughout it is a continual change, as she herself states she does not know who the father of the child is. Once it is known that she is pregnant, she becomes the mother. But even though she is the mother, she states to Theo that she has these feelings of uncertainty, as she has never seen another pregnant woman, nor knows what to do. Britain holds a unique view of race in the film. They themselves expel any foreigners they find. This causes lost opportunities for a solution. It is unique in that Key herself is a black woman, not native to the United Kingdom, but she is the savior of humanity. It brings up to question how many of these individuals that they expelled could have held the key to being the savior and future of the human race. It's important to note the composition of the fishes. They are a diverse group, holding native Britons as well as other foreigners. Theo's group is unique, as he himself is the only male, a native Briton, as well as Miriam, the nanny, who is also a native Briton. But they are accompanied by Key, a foreigner. This is expanded upon as throughout their journey they add others to their cause, mainly females, seeking a way for humanity's survival. The composition of the refugees is limitless, as throughout the film we see many of them hailing from different countries. It is important to note that the xenophobia in Britain allows the continual disparity that is seen in this dystopian society. It is important to note that throughout the film there's a subtle hint of Marxism. This Marxism culminates in the final act where the fishes and other refugees stage a revolt in one of the coastal cities of Britain. The military is sent in, and it is not a gentle changeover. It is a violent clash of two various groups: the native Britons, the bourgeoisie, and the proletariat, the refugees, the fishes who lead them, and their so-called uprising. It is important to note that the class of the bourgeoisie are afflicted with this ivory tower effect. They themselves are guarded by multiple military members and are inside a gated community, oblivious to the outside happenings of the world. The technological presence inside the film is unique, as it holds a means of escapism towards native Britons and those in power. It is a distraction to disassociate themselves from the happenings and the problems going on in the outside world of their gated community. Technology also holds the idea of oppression, mainly through security systems used on both the citizens and refugees of Britain. It is unique as well that security systems are used by both the Fishes, the Revolutionary Party, and the government. This is also to include Theo's group, who use it as a means of security against those who wish to do them harm. It is also important to note that the government uses technology to advertise quietus, a drug that is a euthanizer to kill any and all of those willing. The sci-fi canon of Children of Men holds a unique position, as its setting is mundane yet futuristic. The key point being it being in the not so distant future, that being 2027. The canon of this novel, the original story, originated as a novel by the same name from P.D. James in 1992. In the outside media, one can note that it became impactful through its effective use of beautiful long shots. It also gave media a chance to see a glimpse of the future of humanity. Although not received well originally, it has thus become a cult classic with a major following. Its impact on society, it has reflected and predicted the political and societal situations years after its release, that being the case in the United States and Britain regarding the influx of refugees within its borders.